These trigger happy cops need to calm the fuck down and just stop pulling the trigger every time they get scared. Like I don't, I'm not getting this. I don't understand it. But yeah, this is justice right here. This man actually shot that 8-year-old boy. If I'm not mistaken, if it, I think it was back in 2022, 2023, one of the 2 years. So it was either last year or the year before that. But I know I got the video is uploaded here on this channel. It was from my other channel, so I do got the upload from the original news report and stuff like that. I reacted to it. I gave my opinion, and I still feel the same way. Trigger happy cops.
Nightmare went that night when he killed. It was an emotional. I can tell you it was an emotional day in that courtroom. We heard from Mendoza himself, who said this is a case of his American dream to help young people turning into a nightmare when that night when he killed TJ. Meanwhile, we spoke to TJ's family. Some of them say they're leaning on their faith. They're looking to forgive Mendoza, but others do not feel that this was a fair sentencing.
Facts on the Sonia Macy case. Facts. That officer felt some type of way that she said she was gonna shoot him in the face. What the fuck was she gonna shoot you in the face with? Her finger? So now we got humans that got bullets coming out their fingers. Once again, trigger happy cop show. Like it's a shame.
I feel I feel like sick. I got like slapped in my face. This guy should have been in jail for life.
This is TJ Sedaro's family as they walked out of court today, where a judge sentenced Saul Mendoza to 8 to 20 years behind bars for his third-degree murder charge. Back in April, the former Philly cop pled guilty to third-degree murder and possessing an instrument of.
Yeah. I understood where he was coming from, Commander. Like I got it. I understood his the bull's perspective when he was talking on the Macy case. Like it's still regardless, it's crazy. It's shot out. Like people got their own opinions, their own conclusions, the way they view things and the way they see life. Like me, the way I viewed it and the way I see it, I feel as though that you could tell that the lady has some type of mental health from the gate, and that these officers could have dealt with the situation a whole different way. They could have pulled out a taser instead of a gun. The lady didn't have a gun. If anything, yes, there was a pot of boiling hot water. If you seen her pick it up before she threw it, that taser would have been on her and she would have been on that ground ready for y'all to arrest her. But the cops decided to pull their gun instead when that taser is right there. But unless they decide to mix it up like that other lady did too. She said, "Oh, she didn't know that it was a gun. She pulled out, her gun instead of her taser." Like, man, these cops knows what they do. Shout out to the real ones out there though. Like this cop right here that shot this young man right here.
I can tell you it was an emotional day in that courtroom. We heard from Mendoza himself, who said this is a case of his American dream to help young people turning into a nightmare when that night when he killed TJ. Meanwhile, we spoke to TJ's family. Some of them say they're leaning on their faith. They're looking to forgive Mendoza, but others do not feel that this was a fair sentencing.
I feel I feel like sick. I got like slapped in my face. This guy should have been in jail for life.
This is TJ Sedaro's family as they walked out of court today, where a judge sentenced Saul Mendoza to 8 to 20 years behind bars for his third-degree murder charge. Back in April, the former Philly cop pled guilty.
Damn, he only got 8 to 20 years. So he might do half that time. He might do lesser than 8 years. Yeah, he deserved life in prison. I thought he was getting the full 20 years. Shit. Nah. I know how that shit goes. Fuck that. That nigga deserve life.
To third-degree murder and possessing an instrument of crime. The DA's office dismissed the rest of the charges, including first-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter. Officials say that Saul Mendoza shot and killed 12-year-old TJ Sedario back in 2022. According to investigators, TJ had fired
Yeah, see, I wasn't wrong. This was back in 22.
at officers inside of an unmarked car, but was on the ground and had dropped the gun when Mendoza shot him. The judge saying today if there was a sentence she could hand out that would bring TJ back, she would. Family looking to find peace from this tragedy.
Jesus Christ, forgive me for my sins. And that's why I told everybody, everyone needs to be forgiven. Okay? Yes, I told him
Forgether.
that he needs to be forgiven while he's
Oh,
in jail.
forgiven.
To start reading his word, start praying. Yes, you better believe I forgive him.
And Mendoza's family, they declined to speak to us after the sentencing. But like I said, Mendoza did take to the stand today saying that the remorse that he feels for TJ's death every single day is a life sentence he'll have to live with. I'll send it back to you. I'm Miguel Martinez Valle, NBC 10 News.
Hard for all the families. Miguel, thanks.
Yeah. My condolences to, to his family. Like, yeah, look, miss, I don't want to know what it feels like to lose a child. I've been around so many women and so many men that have lost a child, and you could feel the vibration of their pain through their tears when they cry. Like, losing a child is something that I don't want to feel in person. Like, man, just to save minds, I had to sit here and give up his rights and, you know, co-parent with one of his aunts. Like, this is crazy. I never ever want to lose my child like that. Like, oof. But let's, oof, that music was loud. Let's get into some politics, y'all. I don't